there was a few things in there which are kind of the form. It's really cool that you can do this, but please don't. Like, like these little tricks where I'm trying to remember now. I think the thing with the optionals, so the fact that you can, depending on whether you use optional shorthand or like the longhand form, it's I have used it, but like whenever I use it, I put a big fat comment above it saying this is why I'm doing this, because it's not intuitive right at all. And like, I mean, even so, Swift format has like a rule that will turn like one type of optional into the other. And if you start like actually treating these as having a difference in your code, it's easily the kind of thing that somebody will just come along and say, oh, that's not our coding convention. I'll just switch it to the other one, and then maybe have some unexpected side effects. So like it is dangerous to play with things like this. And actually, I caught up with one of the Apple engineers, and they were laughing about this because they were saying like, I don't think that was intentional. Like this wasn't like it just happens to be this way. Like they didn't design it that way. It was somebody forgot to like update a code path or something. Otherwise, they'd have both worked the same way all along, most likely. So it's sort of relying on a bug. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think one of the things I've run into with Swift is that you're really spoiled by all the code gen that it does for you. And like having to, you unfortunately get these kind of like sort of points where you just want to do some little thing. You just want to do some little bit of customization, and now you have to rewrite everything yourself. So it's like it's gotten codable is and in fact this is this is kind of related to that. So like sort of default initializers are something where it's like you either write nothing at all, or suddenly you want it to be public and now you have to write like 50 lines of initializer, and then you have to keep that in sync and update it forevermore every time you add a property from now on. Codable, I really hate writing like manual codable implementations, not because they're particularly difficult to write or understand, but just because exactly. And now I've just said all of these other ones, and plus you look at one of these custom implementations and you really have to like look at it. So like, what is this doing that's different from the standard one? And you find like just somewhere buried in deep among 100 properties is like an optional sort of handling it just in that one little special case, just very slightly differently from the default. And it's annoying.